Hey everyone! Today, we're going to break down a complete classroom-ready lesson for one of the most important foundational skills out there, mastering the mechanics of print. By the time we're done here, you are going to know exactly how to use Georgia State resources to teach standard K.F.CP.3 with total confidence.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the why this standard matters so much. Then we'll define our target, and after that, I'll walk you through how to plan, teach, differentiate, and of course, assess for mastery. Sound good? Let's jump in.
All right, first things first, let's talk about why this standard is so absolutely critical. We're not just teaching a bunch of random rules here. We're actually giving our students the foundational tools they're going to need for all of their future reading and writing.
I mean, think about it like this. What are the absolute first rules of the road for written language? Before a student can even begin to comprehend a story or write their own ideas, they have to understand how print is organized on the page. And that's exactly what this standard is all about.
This standard essentially teaches the blueprint for how we build sentences. It's the thing that introduces these huge concepts, that words are separated by spaces, that sentences kick off with a capital letter, and that they come to a full stop with a punctuation mark. It's literally the architecture of our written language.
Okay, so with that foundation set, let's get really clear on our learning target. What does success actually look like for our students? What are we aiming for?
So the official standard says students will build a knowledge base of print conventions. Now in our classrooms, we're going to translate this into a really simple, really powerful I can statement that we can say with our kids. I can show that sentences start with a capital letter, have spaces between words, and end with punctuation.
And this is so important. We have to know what mastery looks like. So here are the specific, observable things we're looking for. Can the student point to the capital letter?
Yep.
Can they find the spaces? Check. The end punctuation? Got it. And here's the big one. Can they actually apply all three of these things in their own writing? That's the ultimate goal.
All right, now for the fun part, planning. The state has given us two fantastic documents that make this super easy, the strategy card and the evidence document. Let's take a look at how these two work together perfectly.
Think of these two documents as your complete planning toolkit. The strategy card on the left, that's your how. It gives you the exact teaching routine. The evidence document on the right is your what. It defines what mastery is and tells you exactly how to assess it. And since we always plan with the end in mind, let's start with the evidence. The evidence document is basically our North Star for what counts as mastery. It gets super specific, telling us that students have to recognize that words are made of letters, that those words are separated by spaces, and that sentences use capital letters and end punctuation. These are the absolute non-negotiables for this standard.
And here it is, the key to the whole thing. The evidence document gives us the exact assessment prompt. This isn't just a suggestion. It is the specific task our students have to be able to do. So what does that mean for us? It means our daily instruction has to directly and explicitly prepare them for this moment.
This document is also great because it helps us get ahead of common errors. A huge one you'll see is students running all the words together, or just plain forgetting that capital letter or period. The teaching routine we're about to model is specifically designed to tackle and prevent this exact misconception from day one.
Okay, this is where the magic happens. We've planned with the evidence, and now we're going to teach with the strategy. So for these next few slides, I'm going to switch into my teacher voice and model the I do, we do, you do routine that you can use in your classroom tomorrow.
And this routine comes straight from the strategy card. It's a beautiful, simple flow. We introduce the rule, we model it with a sentence, we practice it together, and then we let students apply it on their own. Simple, powerful, and it really, really works.
Okay, friends, eyes up here. Our rule today is sentences start with a capital, have spaces, and end with punctuation. Watch me. It's my turn to find the rules in this sentence. Mary had a little lamb. I see this big letter M at the very beginning. That's a capital letter. I'm going to circle that M. That tells my brain a new sentence is starting. Then, I see a space right here and here. These spaces are so important. They separate the words so we can read them. And at the very, very end, I see this little dot. That's a period. I'll put a box around the period. That tells me to stop reading.
Now it's our turn to do it together. We're going to read the sentence and clap for every space. This helps our body remember the rule. Are you ready? Mary, clap. Had, clap. Clap. Little, clap. Lamb. Awesome job.
Now let's check our rule. Everyone, use your magic finger and point to the capital letter. Go! I see everyone pointing to the M. Fantastic! Now everyone point to the N punctuation. I see someone pointing to the letter B. Let's check that again. Remember, the punctuation tells us to stop. Where does the sentence stop? Yes, right there at the period. You got it.
Okay, now it's your turn. On your whiteboards, I want you to write the sentence, "I can run." When you're all done, underline the capital, circle those spaces, and put a box right around the period. Show me you know all 3 rules. I'll be walking around to see your amazing work. And now as the teacher, you're walking around, you're monitoring, you're looking for that clear application of all 3 conventions.
All right, let me step out of my teacher role for a second. We all know that one size never fits all in our classrooms. So how do we differentiate this? Well, these documents give us some really clear pathways for both support and for extensions.
So for your students who might need a little more support, you can use pre-written sentence strips so they can just focus on finding the features. Or you could use little tiles or counters to physically mark the spaces. You can even use a hand-over-hand approach to point with them. And for students who are ready for a challenge, have them write a second, original sentence, or have them hunt for these conventions in a decodable book. You could even have them act as a peer editor to check a partner's work for all 3 rules.
And last but not least, how do we know they really got it? Well, the lesson should end with a super quick assessment, our exit ticket. This is what gives us that concrete evidence of student learning.
The perfect exit ticket is to have students complete that exact task from the evidence document. Give them a simple sentence, like "Mary had a little lamb," and have them mark it up just like you practiced. The student work you collect at the end should be a direct mirror of the evidence of mastery that the state has defined. It's all about alignment.
And when you're collecting those exit tickets, this is your mental checklist. Did they find the capital? Did they mark all the spaces? Did they find the punctuation? You can do a quick sort of the papers into a mastered pile and a needs more practice pile, and just like that, you have instant data to help you plan your next steps.
So if you remember one thing, let it be this powerful combo. You start your planning with the end in mind, using that evidence document to get crystal clear on what mastery looks like. And then you deliver a killer lesson using the step-by-step routine from the strategy card.
So there you have it, the blueprint for mastering print conventions. The real question now is, how are you going to make this powerful 2-minute routine a daily habit in your classroom? Because that consistency, that's what turns a single lesson into lifelong literacy.